Madam President. Recent dramatic events, such as the refugee crisis and the terrorist attacks in Paris, have shown us that more than ever, Europe must tackle these common challenges and promote its fundamental values, not in a divided way, but with unity. My report, therefore, aims to build on the common agreement reached by all 28 EU education ministers in the aftermath of the Paris attacks, a ministerial agreement that acknowledges joint efforts are needed in order to prevent and tackle marginalisation, intolerance, racism and extremism, and to preserve a framework of equal opportunities for all. The report identifies opportunities along with challenges and makes concrete recommendations for action at all governmental levels, as well as at EU level, including the increased use of culture in external actions and in the development agenda. It recognises the unique role that culture, inclusive learning and active citizenship can play in building strong, confident, resilient and cohesive communities of the future. I decided to take a positive approach, particularly in respect of young people and the potential that they offer to society, and to celebrate that cultural diversity can create empathy, empower marginalised communities and foster more active citizenship. Intercultural dialogues and exchanges also address stereotypes, prejudices and discrimination by the majority. Intercultural practice demonstrates that you can only truly understand yourself when you encounter the other and thus see yourself reflected in another's eyes. So the other becomes you and you become the other. You develop empathy and compassion and the ability to stand in someone else's shoes. You see others not as alien or unequal, but as neighbours, all part of the human family. When we refuse to engage in intercultural dialogue, the phenomena of othering begins and can ultimately lead to the terrible genocides we have witnessed. My report promotes the need to reinvigorate and promote healthy dialogue between all kinds of communities, leading to a better understanding and acceptance of common fundamental values, thereby laying the foundations for more inclusive and pluralistic societies. Too often in times of crisis, the dominant media narrative is that somebody else is to blame for the world's problems. This results in scapegoating and a culture of fear. However, when people come together and talk honestly and share in each other's culture, they learn that we're all human beings with common aspirations and concerns. During the recent devastating floods in my northwest region, the much maligned Muslim community were amongst the first to offer practical aid and moral support to remote rural communities, countering through spontaneous intercultural dialogue born out of true compassion and demonstrating a greater degree of sympathy and solidarity than the government. Formal and informal education and intercultural dialogue are crucial tools for a more harmonious society. Children are not born to hate, so tackling things from an early age is vital. But learning does not hold only one form and have only one purpose, nor does it solely concern children and young people. Learning to be an active and responsible citizen is a lifelong learning process that can take many forms. We are sometimes afraid of otherness, and the best way to address this is to talk to different people, to share different practices and learn from different cultures. In this way, we grow as people, gaining confidence, making friends, being more sure of ourselves, and incidentally, being more employable and more entrepreneurial. I am proud to represent a region that includes examples of vibrant multicultural cities and towns, such as Manchester, Liverpool, Preston, Blackburn, Bury, Bolton, Rochdale, Burnley, Accrington and others. I know, therefore, that cultural diversity is an opportunity, not a threat, and I firmly believe it is a solution, not a problem. My report adopts an integrated approach when addressing this broad and complex topic, not separating culture, education, youth and active citizenship into 4 different fields of action, but building bridges and synergies between all those elements. And so I call on the Commission and Member States to also adopt a cross-cutting and coherent approach between all fields of their actions in and outside Europe. The European Union is at a particular point in history where notions of identity and belonging are contested, reconfigured and defended, with strong feelings from a diversity of voices and divergent political perspectives. I look forward to a healthy debate and thank all those who've worked with me on this report.
The Commission wholeheartedly welcomes the report on the role of intercultural dialogue, cultural diversity and education in promoting EU fundamental values. I'd like to congratulate the reporter, Mrs Ward, on the excellent result of her work. The terrible terrorist attacks in France and elsewhere in Europe remind us yet again of the importance of building cohesive societies where everyone can feel safe and valued, irrespective of one's conviction or background.
I would like to congratulate, first of all, Ms Ward for her great work on this very important topic in the actual context of increasing concern over radicalisation and extremism in Europe and around the world.
This cultural diversity is the core of the European project, and the unity in diversity is the motto of our Union. Europe's cultural, ethnic and religious diversity is rooted in the history of our continent, and it's significantly increasing in a transformative way.
Madam President, the promotion of an intercultural dialogue is more important today than ever before. Mutual understanding and respect between different cultures should be the basis of our coexistence in order to make sure that our societies can continue to exist in diversity and freedom.
Thank you very much, Commissioner, and thank you, colleagues, for participating in the process of creating this report, but also in debating what is an extremely emotional subject. I thought I would just finish by telling you a story, because to participate in intercultural dialogue does not mean to give up anything. It means to engage in a wider conversation with people from around the world, from different cultures, different places, different demographic areas, different ages, different religions, people of different skin colour, people from different walks of life, from different industrial areas and rural areas. It means a richness, not a giving up of anything. And I was brought up in a family that every week went to dance English country dancing. My father is a Morris man, and Morris dancing probably comes from Moorish dancing. It comes from Africa, it comes from Islam. And it's important that people understand that our culture is not fixed, it is always changing. It needs to be open, because the richness of the past meeting with the present to create the future is what is so exciting about being human, about having conversations with other people. So this report is about openness, welcoming, inclusive conversations with everybody. It's not about closing down society, and I look forward to working with you.